Now, in this exchange, the U.S. Marshal snatched and smashed the woman's cell phone because she was videotaping him while he was working. Now, we can all agree no cop should do that. And most people now agree the police should have body cams. In fact, in our region, the White Plains Police have just appropriated 80 grand here just to do that, as have so many different municipalities as well. Politically, Hillary Clinton joining the crew here, saying at a recent speech at Columbia, in fact today, that cop cams, they should be mandatory.
Do you know that Hillary Clinton is
Could
one
you
of the
just
prime
let me keep
architects who
going?
empowered the police problems that we have today? More precisely,
Mark
our
Furnish,
husband's
kill his mic. No, anyway, thank you, Mark. I'm trying to get to a point. Seattle, taking the concept of body cams, in fact, one step further. Seattle is posting police body cam videos on YouTube. Now, there's been a whole lot of consternation about it. Folks saying, time out a minute, I was just caught in the frame here, I wasn't allayed. Or blurring out images, you still know who it is. Do people want it both ways? I say that because people want everything of the cops caught on camera. Right? They're doing their job, whether they're doing something right or wrong, they'll be walking after them and they'll be posting the videos. The public, if arrested for something, now that video is going to be posted. Is this just part of the 21st century and people shouldn't complain, or do they have a right to say, time out, I do have a right to privacy? We'll all remember as kids, nobody wanted to get in the paper. Is this just the 21st version of it?
I'm going to quote the famous line that those who would sacrifice liberty for security deserve neither. And in this case, it goes too far. I'm all for body cameras on police officers, but posting it on YouTube, it just goes too far. And I think that really impinges on the liberty. Now, the liberty protections of the Constitution are mostly for what you do in the privacy of your own home. And I think if you're walking down the street and there are cameras on the street and they're protecting people, I'm fine with that. But posting on YouTube, I'm just not.
Can I argue, Doug, and this is the last person at the table I should try this with here, but haven't we already agreed to this in effect? Haven't we already agreed that if we're putting cameras up on street corners that are going to follow every move, if we're getting easy passes and they're tracking our whereabouts, if when you get a cell phone that there's a device in there whether you like it or not. Now, if we want to have the cops basically on camera at every point on the dash cam or on their body cams or whatever else, and people filming them just going about their day, we can't turn around and say, time out, not me. Isn't this just part of today's society, let alone a compact that if we want to videotape the cops, if you're involved in a stop, your stuff should be there?
No, we didn't agree to any of this, actually. If a police officer is going to engage a citizen, he's doing his job, and he's saying basically he's doing it lawfully, we have a right to know what happened. If a citizen is walking down the street not doing anything, and why is he being engaged by law enforcement for any reason? We haven't agreed to any of this. This has been a creeping over time that has taken away our rights to just be left alone.
How about I cup and stuff you for a DWI? Should that be up on YouTube?
The whole YouTube thing, I think, and I would question why this got on YouTube. It sounds to me like it's being put on YouTube to create a chilling effect to the citizen saying, okay, I'm going to back off on the body cam idea right now. There's no reason for this to be on YouTube.
Okay, Mark, if a John gets busted for soliciting a prostitute, right, his name's in the paper.
It's Ed Koch, what he did 20 years ago.
So why is this any different?
It really isn't any different. And once you acknowledge a First Amendment right to photograph the police in the lawful exercise of their duty, and courts across the country have done that, the incremental intrusion on privacy, even if it's broadcast via YouTube, is negligible. The problem is when the stop and arrest is unfounded, how does the innocent citizen get their privacy rights back? And the answer to that is they don't, but they bring an action under 1983 and the reasonably civil rights statute and the reasonably foreseeable damages from the availability of this information on platforms like YouTube. That's foreseeable to the cops, and it goes through the roof, the damages.
Mark's right there. The problem is that a lot of people are not going to bring a 1983 lawsuit.
Just this time, Mark's right. But go ahead. Yeah.
The other thing, though, is that when you stop to think about it, are they just posting people who've actually been arrested, or are they posting people who, and get charged, or are they just posting anyone that they happen to stop? So in stop and frisk situations, are you now on YouTube, or an employer goes and sees that you've been stopped, even though you never got arrested, or even though there was no basis for the arrest? And all of that can go toward. There's no real reason for it to be posted on YouTube. Put it that way.
I'm with you, and I play devil's advocate, but you do hear hey, if I don't see the video, basically at this point the police they're expected the worst. So if you're the police and you say I'm going to put everything out there, let you, the public, go through this and make your own determinations instead of, I'm guilty till proven innocent. You can at least understand where they're coming from. I agree with you though. Where have we gone? Where even in interaction now you're on living color.
The Supreme Court invalidated the media ride-alongs on searches. So it's an unclear area, and it's going to have to work itself out.
An unclear area also is for one Mr. A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez here, obviously controversy follows him wherever he goes, but he's about to set a few milestones. Would have been nice if he hit one today. Yankees lost 3-2 in extras. Yeah. Problem is, for the Yankees, they think he's damaged goods in terms of controversy. Should they be paying him bonuses after everything he did to tarnish his image? We'll be right back.